Keith McCormick. Tim Morse.
Here.
Lori Nelson. Here. Bobby Orman.
Here.
Sonny Ross.
Here.
Mitchell Sheff. Don Tate.
Here.
Brent Wallace.
Here.
Jeremy Williams.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I don't think my microphone works, so just bear with me. Item 3 is discussion and vote to approve the minutes from January 11th. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Moved by Lori. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Martha. Is there any discussion on the minutes from January 11th? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 4 is Highway Engineer Michael Tappendorf with a report and some action items. Michael, yes.
Thank you, Chairman. Just starting off, just going to go through, and I'm actually going to start off with a little brag on my department. We've done a lot, I feel like, in the department in the last few months, especially in the last month, just internally within our department. So during the cold snap, we were able to do a lot of things actually internally, do a lot of maintenance on our own equipment. We've gotten everything ready for the next season of construction. We've also been doing a lot of other things inside, such as kind of renovating and doing some moving around and painting of the entire front office, just kind of making things look presentable and respectable. We've done a lot of other items that are such as fabricating signposts, which was a savings of $1,600. Instead of having to purchase these, we did some fabrication ourselves. Fabrication of a custom trailer hitch for the dump trucks. I feel like we saved thousands of dollars as well doing that. Completed safety trainings with my guys. We've done a Julie safety training. Some of my guys have done flagging, 10-hour OSHA. We've done a lot of other things. We've done patching on the Finley Road. We've got it up to the best condition that I feel like we can get it to until it can get reconstructed, hopefully within the next year or two. Hopefully the next year is ideal. There's been just many other items throughout the county that my team has done. My front office team has coordinated and supported a lot of material and bid lettings, digitizing our records, filing away of old records, coordination with all our township commissioners, lots of just other trainings, and that's just a little brag on just some of the things that we've done in the highway department. So I've got a very good team that I'm working with, and they all seem, I can't brag on them enough, they all seem to get along very well, and just very good group of guys. So thank you guys for that. So as far as other items, I would like to say that we are fully staffed and doing well there. Our Union Pacific Railroad crossings, and going into projects, I guess we have Union Pacific Railroad crossings. We're working on the design, working with consultants for design, and hopefully we are going to get some constructed here soon. Would like to say, we kind of discussed in our committee meetings that I expect significant cost savings to the county of keeping that money internally. I hired a good group of guys that, once again, I can keep some of that work internally, doing some of the design in-house, and as well as doing some of the construction in-house. And that will save tens upon tens of thousands of dollars in keeping that money in that highway department and in the county. So our intent is to keep moving forward with those as well. We are working on the design currently of County Highway 3, which is east of Finley. Kind of talked about in the past, we're working on it and working on the design. IDOT's fiscal year starts June 1st, so I won't be able to start anything until June 1st, and as far as getting things out for bid and to be reconstructed, but we are pushing that envelope as fast as we can to get that reconstructed. That is a high priority in our department. We have multiple bridges. We have a bridge in Prairie Township that has been out to bid, and it will be reconstructed in hopefully starting in March or early this spring. We have 2 other bridges that are going out for bid in one in March. One is set already and going in the process, and the other one hopefully 2 weeks after. They're right next to each other. They're both in the Oconee Township, the southwest part of the county. So those are moving and going forward, and we expect a good project there. We have reached out to, as far as other items, we've reached out to different dealers in the area for equipment, for such as the grader that we've kind of talked about in the past at the last meeting, and we're getting some items trickling in here and there. Graders are kind of hard to come by, but we're getting some good leads, so hopefully we'll bring that to the next board meeting coming up soon. And there's a number of other items that we'll probably bring up at future board meetings, such as road use agreements to protect our roads from big developments and other things, but I might leave those for a future discussion, but just like to plant the seeds of it's something that's coming down the works. So with that, I'm going to move into the resolution. Resolution to remove and replace existing structure 0873236, which is in Oconee Township. This is one of the bridges that I discussed earlier that's going to be constructed or this summer for a bit letting in March. So it is an old structure that is currently out of service. And if there's any questions, I would entertain them.
Is there a motion to approve the resolution? Motion made by Tim, seconded by Jeremy. Any discussions on the resolution for the bridge in Oconee?
What's the cost?
So there's two bridges. One I know has a cost of $435,000. The other is a little bit larger. I haven't seen the actual cost estimate recently, but I feel like I've seen a $620,000 cost to it, just going off of memory. So
This is not a small bridge.
these are, one's a 70-foot bridge and the other one is a 144-foot long bridge.
So are these is this resolution actually a obligation to spend the funds, or is it just an obligation to start the project?
This resolution is to be able to demolish that structure and to make room for the new structure. So the old structure, which is out of service, the planks are ripped up, nobody can cross it, it's not safe. This is a resolution as a formality through IDOT to remove that structure.
Any other questions? Comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Next is resolution for approval of county engineer's salary for 2023 in the amount of $45,000. This is a formality to allow the MFT funds to pay for a portion of my salary, or pay for my salary for working for the last year. So this is another formality to use MFT funds and other funds that were allocated to pay for my salary. So that
Is there a motion for? Motion made by Tim, seconded by Clay. Discussion, questions?
Yeah, I guess just for clarification, we're going, putting money back in the account, or how's, I mean, it says 23, so logistics, I don't understand logistics.
absolutely. So it's not putting money back in the account, but the resolution just wasn't put in order to be able to use the MFT funds, so it's now just kind of retroactively allowing the MFT, which it did, to pay for my salary. So it's a retroactive resolution. So as a formality through IDOT, this is an IDOT item. So,
And it's normal and customary for your salary to be paid through MFT funds, correct?
yes, I'm the only one that can be paid through MFT.
Right. Okay,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
That's my question too. So, any other comments, questions, of the board? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mark Bennett,
Yes.
Teresa Begg,
Yes.
Tim Brown,
Yes.
Carol Cole,
Yes.
Julie Edwards,
Yes.
Arthur Burnhaber,
Yes.
Clay Hardy, Annette Martin,
Yes.
Sean Marks,
Yes.
Tad Mayhaw,
Yes.
Tim Morse,
Yes.
Lori Nelson,
Yes.
Bobby Orman,
Yes.
Sonny Ross,
Yes.
Don Tate,
Yes.
Brent Wallace,
Yes.
Jeremy Williams.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Make sure the motion good.
Resolution for temporary speed limit sign to be placed on County Highway east of Finley, or County Highway 3 east of Finley due to condition of roadway. So east of County Highway 3, it is not in a great condition. As stated earlier, we are working on reconstructing the road. As soon as I can get it, if I could make it go faster, I would. But until that is able to be reconstructed, this is up for discussion. Typically, regulatory signs such as a red or a white sign need county approval because they are enforceable. So we're bringing this to the county for approval before we place these signs. So, and the whole reason, and it is a temporary stop or a speed limit sign is because of the condition of the road, just to make it safe.
Is there a motion on the resolution?
She got it.
Oh, we'll get to discussion in a
I
second.
was gonna ask a question.
Right.
Oh.
Tim Brown's got the motion. Is there a second? Mark's got the second. Now open up the floor for discussion and questions.
I was just gonna ask, is that a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit, and that's why we needed to get down to 30 because of the road?
Yes, I believe statutory is 55. I'm drawing blankets for sure, 55 or 45, but I believe I feel like it is a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. Yes. So
How far east are you gonna go with that?
So what we're going to do is start at the railroad tracks east of Finley, east toward the bridge, and we're going to omit the Finley Bridge for now because I cannot use this funding for the county highway bridge. It's not allowed through IDOT.
Right.
And then start on the east side of the bridge to the maintenance line that we have with Moultrie County to the east. So it's going to go all the way to good pavement again through Moultrie.
No, I just meant with the speed limit, how far out are you?
Oh, speed limit, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about that. I knew kind of where you were going with the whole maintenance.
Sure. So with the speed limit, I was going to put it probably just at our maintenance line with Moultrie County on the east side, and on the west side where basically we're just the limits of the project. It would be the same limits. On the west would be by the railroad tracks.
So all the way through Finley, all from the west side of Finley, all the way to the maintenance line. And
I was
Moultrie
thinking the
County
east
would be
side of
all-
Finley, but that's up for discussion of what you guys.
I meant the west side of Finley's, as you enter Finley, it becomes 30 mile an hour, and it's 30 all the way through Finley to almost the cemetery now.
Okay.
So you're just going to extend that all the way out to the maintenance line
Yeah.
with Moultrie County?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't catch, are you going to take it from 55 to 30?
Yes.
And that is 55 out there too.
Any other questions? Hearing none.
I got
Sorry, Clay.
one. I'm just thinking as a guy that sometimes I'm in a hurry. 30 sounds kind of slow. Can it be 35 or a little faster? I mean, that sounds awful slow. That's a lot of miles.
I'm not opposed to. I mean, it's up for discussion. Whatever the county board would like for it to be, I have no opposition. Just slowing it down some would be beneficial.
Right, I understand. It's rough and it probably should be slowed down, but 30 sounds good. But anyway,
And my feeling is, I live out there, so I travel that road. I'm the one that called you about the other day. But I think going all the way to the maintenance line on Moultrie County, you're all the way past the Wolf Creek turnoff and stuff. I think that's a long ways, because most of that road is in decent shape until you get to about the Yanis Farm or there. I don't know if you know where that's at, but
okay.
that's where it starts really to get, the road is starting to come up and stuff, so.
Yeah.
I would be more in favor of seeing that 30 somewhere past the marina area, closer to Finley, so that people are not going to go 30 in there. They don't go through 30 through Finley, so they're not going to go 30 through there. But it does need to be slowed down a little bit with the loose gravel and whatnot. And your guys have done an excellent job out there.
Thank
I want to go on record to say that. They have done an excellent job with what they had to work with, so.
With that, I'd ask for if there was guidance from. So we would like to. Would the full county board like to do as discussed of stopping it as you say, at the farm, as well as move to 35.
Mark?
I would say we should leave it somewhat open-ended for him to do as he sees fit. I mean, if he thinks he should go all the way to the bridge, I'm like Mr. Marks here. It's not bad the whole way, but only you're going to be the one that's going to be able to make that judgment call. I don't think we can, because we haven't all ran yet.
And the road can change too, because that's not, that road's, hasn't been really touched in a long, long time. And with this weather up and down, it can change. So I agree, giving him the flexibility to move it as he needs fit, as the road conditions deteriorate until he gets it redone.
Okay.
So I don't know how you guys word that, but I mean, that's,
I think we've given him our input, and he can use his best judgment at this point.
Michael, you might want to consider making sure you come into where both lanes are in Shelby County, because that is the county line, so part of it's Moultrie County westbound and Shelby County eastbound.
Well, I'd like to coordinate with your office, I guess,
Okay.
and you have you, I'll coordinate with you.
Would you need to coordinate with the Moultrie County engineer to, are you saying that the north half may be different than the south half
In parts of it, yes.
jurisdictionally?
Yes.
We do have, I have maps that state where my maintenance lines do go, and I would definitely stay within where our maintenance is. So we should be able to place signage where our maintenance lines are, but I'd still definitely like to coordinate and make sure we're in the same boat, so.
Okay, so there's a motion for the resolution as written. Is there any amendments that we wish to imply?
Mr. Marks, would you like, you know the road actually better than I do, if you'd like to.
I would amend it to say, based on road deterioration, give him the authorization to move it as needed far within our jurisdictional boundaries to the maintenance line as being the farthest he could go, which would be the farthest he could go. So, does that make sense to everybody?
And any adjustments on the speed?
No, I'd leave it at 30 because it's pretty bad out there.
Okay.
I've seen about 3 vehicles in the last week get loose in that gravel. And there's people are crossing the center line to try to avoid all the bumps and that they fixed. So they're crossing the center line, and I've seen there's been almost several accidents out there. So I would agree with lowering it down to 30. I think it needs to be slowed down.
All right, so the amendment is to allow the engineer to have full judgment on where the speed zone needs to be. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Mark seconds the amendment. Any discussion on the amendment? Mark?
I would like to say one other thing. As we come into the spring season and we have campers and people that are not familiar with the area, that was part of the reason that we suggested that lower the speed limit, because a lot of those people don't know the road near as well with seasonal traffic.
Any other comments, questions on the amendment?
Can the amendment say we give the engineer discretion?
Yeah. Yes.
I'd agree with that.
So the amendment is to give the engineer discretion on the scope of the speed zone. Call it that. That's the amendment. Give the engineer discretion on the scope of the speed zone. Okay. Mark seconded the motion. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye on the amendment. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On to back to the main motion, which was, the motion was made by Tim, seconded by Mark. So we will now go back to the original motion as amended to approve the temporary speed limit sign to be placed on County Highway 3. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. let you move on to the next resolutions.
Thank you. Resolution to award bids for hauling. We did receive bids for hauling of our aggregate for the next year. We had 1,000 tons that we were going to get hauled in. In majority, our maintenance crew is going to haul the majority of our rock, but there was some rock. It made more sense to have that hired out to avoid wear and tear on our truck, and costs are actually, it's cheaper for us to actually hire it out than it is for us to do our own hauling, so it made absolute sense in certain circumstances to do this. So with that, we have different groups. Group 1, which was a certain amount of hauling, was MCS Trucking. This is all in a bid tab that I can get anybody the information to. Group 2, Item 1 was Coors Enterprises LLC, and Group 2, Item 2 was also Coors. So if there's any questions in regards to any of that.
Let's put a motion on the table. Tim Brown makes a motion to award the bids for hauling. Is there a second? Second by Martha. What were the actual bids by the ton, or however it works out for you? What were the actual numbers for those